Here's an AMI This Week shortcut with Beth Deer.
You see, when I was 2.5 years old, I was diagnosed with retinoblastoma, which is a tumor on the retina of the eye, and not long after the diagnosis, about 48 hours to be exact, they removed my eye to save my life. My name is Stephanie Morin-Robert, and I star and created a show called Blindside. Yeah, Edmonton! Spoiler alert, I'm still here. Hey, what's up? Blindside is about me. It's an all-true storytelling comedy about my glass eye, about how I lost my eye, and about me coming to terms with my disability and wielding it into a superpower. Oh, by the way, I tricked you into watching contemporary dance.
Stephanie engages the audience with eye-popping stories of coming to terms with her glass eye, coping with family struggles, and the revelation of her request from the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
But you could only imagine the disappointment that fills the room when I tell my parents I want a cat. My dad's like, take the car. Since making the show, I've performed it over 200 times, and the show has developed with me. So as I became more and more comfortable with the stories, with myself, I added layers and elements to the show, such as the camera and projecting my face really big where people get to look at both eyes and see how they're different and see me take it out. So when I started, I didn't take it out at all, and now I take it out, I put it in my mouth, I do all these things because I think it's so important for us to make fun of these things in order to normalize them. One of the bright red balls hits me on the back left side of the head, bounces up into the air, and causes my glass eye to catapult out of my face. It's okay, you can laugh, I'm over it. So in Blindside, I use double-sided tape and real prosthetic eyes and tape them to different parts of my body, and I use them as toys. I make fun of the fact that I have these objects in order to lighten the subject. You can't say I didn't prepare you for this part, okay? Comedy is extremely important because comedy is contagious. So once you get somebody laughing, you kind of access this certain amount of trust, and then you could really be vulnerable and quite honest with them after that.
Stephanie takes us back to a vulnerable memory of expecting her first kiss, which ended up being a defining moment in coming to terms with her glass eye.
Not only is he going to kiss me, but he's going to touch my face. My sister never warned me about this part. Then he takes his hand and actually brings it up to his face. And then Andrew takes out his glass eye. Oh, that is the most romantic thing he could have done. And discovering that he has a glass eye was the first time I ever even knew that it was possible for someone else to have a glass eye, and gave me perspective on the fact that there are people who could relate. And to this day, that is by far the most intimate thing I've ever done with anybody. I guess the story is maybe what brings people in, but I think it's the fact that I am honest, and honesty is something that people are often really interested in. When my firstborn, Olive, I named her after my favorite cat. When I look into her eyes and see that she has two big, bright, beautiful, healthy eyes, I'm so relieved. The process of creating and performing this show has helped me come to terms with my disability in ways that I could have never really imagined. It allows me to connect with people and helps people open up about things that they're usually scared of opening up about. And I think that's what makes what I do the most rewarding.